Hey guys, Phil here at Woods Tree Farm, and got a great video for you today. If you've been following along on our channel for a little while, you've seen recently I posted an update about our tree sales and actually about our total costs and revenue from the past year. But I mentioned in that video that I'm going to do an update on how we marketed our business for the Christmas season. So that's what today's video is all about. Okay, so if you're interested in marketing for a small business or marketing for a farm business like ours, stick around. I know this is going to be a longer video, but there's a lot of good information in here. I've been working with small businesses for over 10 years now and helping them with their marketing online in particular. That's kind of my area of expertise, is online marketing. Obviously, we have a Christmas tree farm, so the bulk of our sales happens in just a couple weeks here at the end of the year. And we're just open on the weekends. So we really needed to make sure that we were getting the best bang for our buck and promoting our business online this season. I really wanted to make sure we capitalized on the opportunity for making sure our business was visible when someone goes online to search for a local Christmas tree farm. For pretty much any other kind of business out there, this is your biggest opportunity. If someone goes to Google or goes to another search engine and searches for Christmas tree farm near me, or whatever, insert product name or insert service name near me, you want to make sure your business comes up. So I really put a lot of energy up front into making sure that we show up pretty much anywhere someone could possibly search for a Christmas tree farm. So there's really three main components to the local visibility that I'm going to talk to you about today. There's actually a lot more to it than this, but if you're really just trying to focus your energy, these are the areas that I think you need to focus on. So the first piece related to visibility is just our own business website. If you're a business, you should have a website. If your business is not online, I mean, in 2020, do you even exist? Let's be serious. So we started our website going back many months ago before we were open for business, and we wanted to make sure the website was well established so that people could find it during the Christmas season. On the website, we have a bunch of content related to our farm, but we also set up a number of localized pages because our farm is located in Amelia County, but I didn't want to just show up if someone searches for Christmas tree farm in Amelia. Really, the population center is farther to the east, and if someone searches for Christmas tree farm near Midlothian or near Richmond, I want to make sure that our farm shows up. So this is the content that we created, basically just a bunch of localized pages so that if someone searches Christmas tree farm near me in a given location, then we have content that speaks to that. If you don't have content with those exact words, with those exact location names, it's much less likely that Google's going to recognize that you're relevant to the person doing that search, and it's less likely that you're going to show up. The next big piece related to visibility is Google Maps. So a lot of times if someone looks for a service in a location or a business type in a location, Google is going to present maps, map listings in the search results. So you've got to make sure your business shows up there as well. If you're not already on there, you can go and register your business through Google My Business. Just look that up, Google My Business, and register your business to get on Google Maps. Within your Google Maps listing, you want to make sure that your business is properly categorized and you list out your products and services. I know for a fact a couple customers found us through Google Maps because they mentioned that they searched for a specific type of Christmas tree and they found our Google Maps listing and saw that we had products listed with the specific types of trees that we sell. So filling out all of this information is super important. Having photos of your business is super important. Having photos of your products or your services is super important. We can see through the data provided within Google My Business that our photos got viewed thousands and thousands of times, and the more often you can post updated photos, the more likely Google's going to show those photos in the results, and the more likely you're going to get found. Within the Google My Business profile, you can also make regular posts, just like you might post an update on Facebook or Instagram or any other social media platform. You can do posts on Google My Business as well, and we use that space to promote our hours and the types of trees that we had and the wreaths that we had, and when there was inclement weather, we posted updates about if we were opening or when we were opening related to the weather. So it's a good visible place to post kind of more timely information like that. The last piece related to visibility is Google Ads. So if someone goes to Google and they search for a product or service, in our case they're searching for Christmas tree farms, there's a couple different places where they could find you. So I already mentioned your website, but your website only shows up in the organic listings of Google, which is usually below the ads and are usually below the map listings. So if you only do your website and you don't have a map listing and you don't have ads, you're missing out on some really big visibility. So we set up Google Ads, and basically how that works is if someone types in a word or a phrase that we want to bid on, like Christmas tree farm, then we make sure that our ad comes up and we can put a bid in on that search. There's not a lot of competition for Christmas tree farms, so we could see based on our budget, we were coming up for well over half of the searches that existed for Christmas tree farms. So that also means that we could have spent considerably more based on the volume that was available out there, and next year we probably will. So this year we put up just some ads, and I actually turned some off midweek and then turned them back on closer to the weekend just to save some budget. But throughout the entire season, we really only spent like $220. And I know that those ads were getting clicked, and I know many of those people who clicked our ads came out to the farm. So without a doubt, those ads more than paid for themselves. Okay, so those are the three big things related to visibility. Having your website and having enough content on there so that people can actually find you when they're out there searching for things. Having your Google My Business listing so that your business shows up on Google Maps. And then having Google Ads for some really relevant keywords and phrases so that ensures that your business shows up at the top of the first page of search results. The next big thing is social media. We set up pretty early on Facebook and Instagram accounts for our business, and we regularly post updates about the business on both of those accounts. So we've been slowly building that audience for a little while, but we really only have just a couple hundred people who follow us on Instagram and a couple hundred people who follow us on Facebook. So there's not really a huge audience that's well established for us on those platforms. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't leverage the platform. So we continue to post regular updates about the farm, pretty much the same thing that I described related to Google My Business, but we actually posted more frequently on Facebook and Instagram. While we're open for business, we tried to post every day. Now we try to post 2 to 3 times a week. So really we just posted with frequency, so that if anyone found us through any other channel, or if someone recommended us on Facebook and they came to our Facebook page, they saw that we were posting regularly, they could get enough information from our Facebook page to see that we're open, to see that we have inventory, they could get some information on our pricing, and so on. I think that's really one of the biggest missed opportunities for small businesses on Facebook. If you're not posting often enough and people go to your profile, they really question whether you're kind of as active or as open as you might say you are. If someone can also see through the pictures or through the videos the type of experience they might get at your business, then I think that really helps as well. That an individual can really kind of sell themselves on why they should come to your business. So we posted that kind of stuff all the time. We posted all the experience items that they could get on our farm. We posted photos of the fire pit and of hay rides and of the wreaths that we had for sale. We had a photo area where families could take photos. So we made sure that we shared all of that stuff regularly on our Facebook page and on our Instagram account. So I mentioned that we only have a couple hundred people who follow us on both of those platforms. So our audience that we've cultivated is still really pretty limited. And I think if you limit yourself to just publishing on your Facebook page or on your Instagram account to promote to your audience, you're missing a huge opportunity. So what we did were really 2 other things to make sure that we were expanding on the opportunity of Facebook and Instagram. One is monitoring local groups. There are a number of community Facebook pages and moms groups and other kind of local for sale groups, and we monitored all of those pretty regularly so that if anyone went to any of those groups and said, hey, where do I get a Christmas tree? We were there to say, you should check us out. We're new, but we have a really good experience, and et cetera, et cetera. So it wasn't really like a blatant sales thing. We weren't spamming the groups. We weren't going to the groups to say, hey, come to our farm. but we waited for people to ask the question, which we know people are going to ask this time of year. And they're going to ask, where do I get where's the best place to get a Christmas tree, or where are some Christmas tree farms near us? And we were there to answer, hey, you should check us out. So a lot of people shop for things nowadays that way. They don't just go to Google and search Christmas tree farms near me. They'll go to Facebook and they'll seek a recommendation. They'll seek some feedback. They might, in addition to that, also go to Google. But being present for those social interactions on Facebook, I think, is hugely important. And we know that we got a lot of customers through that because people were out there recommending. We also have kind of our own friends and family and our own raving fans who have been to our farm before. Maybe they came out for Spring Fest, or they came out for Fall Fest, or there's people that we know through our church or through our kids' sporting groups or whatever. So through our own personal network, there were plenty of people out on Facebook who were kind of looking out for us. And when they saw a post like that and someone was asking for feedback on where to get a Christmas tree, some of our friends would comment and tag the farm, or they'd comment and tag myself or tag my wife, and we could go in there and provide some additional information. So anyway, the point being, if you just limit yourself to your own Facebook page and you don't capitalize on the groups and the other places where those social interactions take place, you're missing a big opportunity. And just like we did on Google, we also ran some ads on Facebook. So the Facebook ad platform is pretty easy to use, and it's really easy to target the audience that you want to target. And we ran a couple different ads, but what I think was most effective was actually a video ad, which was pretty short. I'll just go ahead and run it right now so you can see what that was like. Thanks for checking out Woods Tree Farm and considering us for your family's Christmas tree this year. This is our first year in business, and we just planted our first Christmas trees this year. So it'll be 5 or 6 years before we have any cut-your-own trees available. We have a tree lot set up with fresh Virginia-grown trees from 5 to 11 feet tall. We'll have the fire pit going with free marshmallows and hot chocolate available for the whole family. There'll also be a family photo area set up and a variety of other games and activities. So come on out and start your family tradition at Woods Tree Farm. We look forward to seeing you. Okay, so that ad ran thousands of times, tens of thousands of times, had a lot of interactions, and there were several people who mentioned when we asked them at our farm how did they hear about us or what drew them to our farm, they mentioned that they saw our video on Facebook. So I know that that works. We only spent a couple $100. I know there were at least a handful of people that came out to our farm because of it. So without question, running those ads in the way that we ran them was totally worth it in my opinion. So quick recap. So on social media, I mentioned that we have a presence on Facebook and on Instagram, and we posted every day when we were open. So I think posting frequency is important. We kept an eye out for local groups where people were asking where to get a Christmas tree, and we commented, so that social interaction is important. And lastly, we ran some ads on the platform as well. So those three things together really helped build our social audience during the Christmas season, and definitely exposed us to many new people on Facebook and on Instagram during the holiday season. The final ways that we got business to our farm was actually offline. I know I mentioned kind of my area of expertise is all of the online marketing stuff, but without a doubt, there's still reason to do offline marketing as well. Now, we didn't pay for any offline advertising. We didn't do any newspaper advertising. I thought about it. There's a little local paper in Amelia County where we operate. I inquired with them. Once I got the cost though, I kind of just did the numbers in my head and thought, I would much rather spend that couple $100 on Google where I know people are actually looking for Christmas tree farms. So I would much rather spend the money for the audience that is demonstrating that they have intent to get Christmas trees than just to pay for awareness in a newspaper for the local market who doesn't know we exist, who may or may not want a Christmas tree. So that was just kind of the decision that I made. Again, I'm also kind of biased because I do online marketing for my day job, and I just felt a lot more comfortable spending the money in Google where I know there's intent. So not saying that the newspaper wouldn't have been worth it. I'm sure it would have exposed us to a lot more people who didn't know we exist, and would have exposed us to a lot of people who maybe didn't go to Google or didn't go on Facebook and wouldn't have found us any of the other ways that that we invested in. But again, I just felt more comfortable on Google, so I didn't spend it with the paper. We didn't do any radio or anything else. There's plenty of opportunities to do that kind of stuff in this market. Again, just due to the expense, I wasn't really willing to shell out that kind of money for that local marketing. So everything that we paid for was online, with one exception, which I'll get to in just a second. So the other powerful offline piece, which I kind of already mentioned, it kind of goes offline and online, and that's word of mouth. Establishing a customer base is important, obviously, right? So that's why we did a Spring Fest this year, that's why we did a Fall Fest this year, and we encourage those people to find us on Facebook and find us on Instagram and stay connected with us, so that we were top of mind with them when the topic of Christmas trees came back up. Even if those people who come out to our farm for Spring Fest or Fall Fest are not households that get live Christmas trees, maybe they have fake trees at home, they can still be raving fans for us, and they can still be word of mouth for us if someone's asking where to get a Christmas tree. So word of mouth is hugely important. Providing a great experience is hugely important, and we want to make sure with everything that we do that we're providing a good experience so that people feel comfortable recommending us for Christmas trees in the future. The final piece that we did offline is very traditional and very low cost, and that was we made flyers. Just like this, a little half sheet piece. It's not printed in color. It's just a simple black and white piece. I would actually do it a little bit different next year, but it's something, right? We distributed these around a number of the kind of public bulletin boards that we know about in the area. Most local coffee shops have bulletin boards where you can post up things like this. Panera Bread has bulletin board. Some of the Starbucks have bulletin boards. So we kind of just asked around, where are some bulletin boards where we can post events? We gathered a list and we distributed these by the bulletin board. And on more than one occasion, there was actually a photo of one of these flyers that we saw on a group on Facebook. So someone saw our flyer out in the public somewhere on a bulletin board, snapped a picture of it, saved it, and then they got home. Someone online in one of their mom's groups or whatever asked, where do I get a Christmas tree? And as in response to that, they said, hey, I just snapped a picture of this flyer while I was out at Starbucks. Maybe you should check this place out. So this traditional stuff still works, and we spent like, I don't know, 20 bucks or something on several hundred copies of these flyers. We distributed some to our kids' daycare. My wife put some out on the counter at where she gets her hair done. So there's lots of ways that you can put these out there and get them distributed. But the point being, it's not just about handing these out to individuals. If you can get these in a public place and someone snaps a photo of it and then goes online and shares it, it's just going to amplify this opportunity from one piece of paper. So don't overlook that really simple stuff. We'll definitely do more of that next year. We're actually keeping in a spreadsheet, my wife and I, a running list of all the places that have bulletin boards. We just found a couple more this past week or so, and we added them to the list. So we're definitely going to do more of that next year. We think that's totally worth it. It's really low cost and low effort for us to do that as well, so why not? We got to do that kind of stuff. Whew, well that's it. I think that rounds out everything that we did. There might have been a couple other things here and there that contributed to our success this year, but the point that I want you to take away from this is that there is no one thing that generated our business. I know everyone is always looking for that. What's the one big thing that, if I can only do one thing, what should I be doing? Well, the answer is pick 5 things. Like there is no one thing. If we only did Google ads, it wouldn't have been enough. If we only had our website, it wouldn't have been enough. If we only did Facebook or Instagram, it wouldn't have been enough. All of these things together made enough of a presence for us, exposed us to enough new potential customers that we were able to do okay this season. We still ended up with like 14 trees, even though we technically said we were sold out. I would have liked to have sold all 100% of our trees. And so next year I think we could spend a little bit more on advertising. Next year I think we can distribute a few more flyers, and of course we're naturally building our audience, so a lot of the people that came out to us this year will come again next year, and that's great. But I'm not gonna let up on the throttle for next year. I'm gonna do more of this kind of stuff. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like and hit that like button below this video. If you like our channel, hit the subscribe button so I can keep you updated of our future videos. If you have any other questions about how we market in our business, leave those in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.